So I didn't know about trading early in my life, but immediately I knew about trading. I saw its potential. I spent about 12 hours studying to try to understand what this trading was all about. Because I saw somebody on YouTube placing a trade and making so much money in front of my eyes. And when I studied it and I had a basic understanding, all I wanted was to keep it simple. And when I had basic understanding, when I started placing my trade, one of the first days I had a trade and it gave me $900 plus. I was in shock. That was all I needed to know, that I could sit in my house, on top of my computer, in my room, even in my pajamas, and place a trade and make that kind of money. Then I knew that I had to put in my effort. I need to put in the time to actually understand what this means. People can easily lose money when it comes to trading, and people can easily make money when it comes to trading. Now, my goal here is to make it simple, to help you to be able to understand the basics, the simplest things that you need to know to be able to make money in the stock market. I have come to realize that the stock market already has so much money, and we don't want to give our small money that we have into the stock market. And so my goal here is to keep everything simple. If I could place a trade within a very short period of time, not even knowing the details of what I know now, and I was able to make $900 plus, and then I told myself that I will learn this skill, I will perfect it, I will understand it, and I started putting effort. I started learning, and now I've gotten to the point where I can teach some other person because the possibility is endless. So in this video, I want to give you a general understanding of where you can start as a complete beginner. So the first thing that I want you to do, if you have not watched the previous videos, I'll encourage you to go and watch them. But at this stage, the first thing I want you to do is to pick a stock that you want to start trading. Now, I don't want us to focus on stocks because I've already explained in previous videos. So we are going to be focusing on futures. So the first thing I want you to do is to think about the future that you want to trade. Start with one. You don't need so many. Just one is able to make you a millionaire. You don't need so many stocks. So start with one, and as you start practicing, you understand how the stock moves. Just think about a couple, right? When you get married, then you will easily understand your partner. You know what you can do to make your partner angry or happy. That's exactly what happens in the stock market. So when you study a particular stock, you keep watching that stock, you keep placing trades on that stock, you'll be able to understand its movement and it becomes easier. So let's focus on S&P 500, which is ES. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through, as a complete beginner, that is one of the best things that you can start with because it's the top 500 companies in the US. So what happens is that if one of the company is dying, guess what will happen? The other ones are doing extremely well. It's pretty steady, and because the volume is high, there is some movement, there is so much movement, so you can easily make money. But the good thing is that it's steady. It's not like a company that can just crash one day and then everything is gone. No, it has 500 different companies. So now when you pick a stock, let's agree that we have picked ES as an example. As a complete beginner, that's the best place for you to start. Even people who are doing extremely well, they trade ES. So now that you've decided on ES, the next thing I want you to do is to go to your chart. If you have not yet created your account, go ahead and create an account down below. I'm going to put the link down below. So when you create an account, it's going to bring you here. Go ahead and click here where it says products right here. And then it's going to bring your products up here. So when you click here, you see here, just click here like this, and it's going to bring different products. Let's go ahead and take this one out. Now, these are many different products that are here that you can trade. And here we are on futures because that's what we want to trade. If you don't know much about it, go and watch the previous video so that you'll be able to understand. So now we want ES, and this is ES here. What I always do is that I'll click here and then I'll just take it just like this. Now, the first thing that you want to do, you can come here where it says 1 week. Just scroll down. You can go to like 1 month, for example. So you'll be able to see the general growth of ES. So you see that it has been going up throughout. That is why people always say that if you invest in the stock market, especially if you know what you are investing in, then you keep making money because it keeps growing. Look at the growth rate. Look at how it has grown. From what price? This is where it started. Look at the price, how it was, and now it has grown until it's at this point. So now you have the general idea of how the market is growing. And now this already tells you that it's a good thing for you to invest in this because it is growing. Now the next thing that I want you to take note of is that if you look here, let me just open it, and then you will see all these things. They are called candlesticks. 1, 2, 1, 2. All of them, remember, is 1 month. So each one of them is representing 1 month. Each of these candlesticks is representing 1 month. So you can see here, this 1 month, there was just a very small move. This other month, look at how the move was very tiny. But this one, you can see how the move went. And this month, you can see how the stock really dropped down. So that is how you can tell each one of them is 1 month. Now, for you to change this, you just come here where I have M, and I can go and take another thing. Let's say we take 1 week, right? Now, it means each of them is 1 week. You see how it's growing. You go here, you can change. Instead of 1 week, you can take 1 day. It means each of them is 1 day. And now, why is this important? Because it's telling you how the stock has been doing each day. Look at this specific day here. Look at how long it was. And look at this. Look at the drop too for this particular day. It went down really high, very deep. And so now you see this purple line that I have here. That is the highest that it has ever been. That is why I have this line right here, just to help me to know that it's getting to that point. If I'm trading and then it gets there, I know that it's at the highest point. So I'm going to slow down and just see what the market is doing. Us, we are just predicting. Let nobody tells you that they will ever know exactly what the market is doing, but you are predicting, and it's giving you a strong urge on the kind of steps you can take based on what has been happening in the market. And when you figure that out, you can always predict on the right direction, and that's how people make money. So what I want you to do is that now that it's here, you have 1 day, just go ahead and take a trend line. So click here. These are different trend lines. You can take this one that says Ray. You click here. You can just click here. You click here like this, and then you just want to draw something and touch all these lines at the bottom just like this. So you see how the market works. Now what I always do is that I'm going to clone it like this and then put it on this other side too, so that I can have a general picture of what has been happening in the market. Why is this important? This is important because when this is moving, you can tell that it's going to come here, it goes down, come up, goes down, goes up, goes down. And now we see that this is very far away from this trend line, so I can bring it closer just like this, and this helps me to know exactly how the trend has been moving. And with this, I could also as well decide to put it here, right? But I don't want it to cut so many things like that, so I just put it here. Now remember, this is 1 day each, and when we come here, you can take 1 hour. So every time like this, you can see, imagine this is 1 hour from here to here. Look at the different movements that were occurring in the market. So you just keep doing that, putting your trend line, and now for 1 hour, you will also be able to identify what is the market doing. If you take 1 hour, what is happening in the market? So you see that there is another trend here. I can now also come here and put a trend here to see exactly what is happening in the market. But then you see that the trend also break here. So you are going closer. Now you can open from here 15 minutes. Within this 15 minutes, what was the market doing? You see that it was going down like this. I can take my trend line and also draw it here. I see what was happening in the market within 15 minutes. But now we see that our trend line has also broken, right? Now I can come here and say 5 minutes. What is the market doing? So we see that it's more of a consolidation. So I can just come here. The market is actually open right now. So you can see that the market is just like consolidating around this area. So there are 3 things that happen in the market. The market is either going up, prices are going up, it's either going down, or it's just consolidated. So it's just like moving just choppy, choppy, choppy. And when it's choppy, you don't want to be buying or selling anything. But when it's going up, you can buy. When it's going down, you can sell. So looking at this, how is this important? All these things that we have been doing here, how is this important? Let me now take out this trend so that you don't get confused. Now, assuming that I came today and I opened my stock market and I saw how the trend was going, I've already drawn my trend line and I've had a general perspective of how the trend is doing within 1 hour, how the trend is doing within 15 minutes. Now, I'll also go to 5 minutes. If you're a day trader, you can remain on 15 minutes or 5 minutes. Some people go down to 1 minute who are scalpers. If I come here to 1 minute and see what the market is doing, you'll see how the movement is going. So what I can do here is that I can just come here and I'm going to put my line right here. Why am I doing this? Every time it comes here, it's hard for it to break through or it's hard for it to go down. And so that's why I have to put my line here. Then also I can just come here and clone this line again, just like this. I bring it up. Where is it stopping? You see that it's hard for it to pass through this, even though it tries at some point, right? So it's just an estimated guess. You are looking at what has happened in the market before and you are predicting what will happen again. Now the market is going down. This is what is happening. If we're trading now, we'll be expecting that when it comes here, then we are expecting that it's going to turn around and go up, and then we are going to buy at this point. So with this line, it just shows us that as the market is actually open now, the time now is still 10 something. Now we are predicting that it's going to come and reach here. And when it gets here, what are you going to do? Because of this line, because you have seen that this has been happening previously, you are predicting that it will get here and it's going to turn and go back. But does it mean that when it gets here, you immediately buy? No, you have to monitor. And that's how you are going to understand some other things like candlesticks, how the candlestick moves, why it's behaving the way it's behaving. And now you'll be able to tell and use other things like indicators to know, to confirm whether it's actually time for you to buy that trade. So now what I want you to do at the end of this video is to take your time and just draw the lines like this. You'll be able to see what is actually happening. Now, after you've drawn this, the next step, what I want you to do is to go ahead and create an account on a place called Tradovate. If you are using a Mac computer, you can use Tradovate. If you are using a Windows computer, you can use NinjaTrader. Why are those important? Those are brokers that are not too expensive. They have some form of margin. If you want to use other big ones, the prices become so high. But if you are a complete beginner, these ones are the best for you to use as a beginner. So now this is Tradovate here. You go ahead and just click here, and then you are going to apply. You are going to open an account just like this. You are going to create an account, and then they are going to approve your account. After you've had your account, then let me show you what next to do. So after you've created your account, when you try to open, depending on the time, the market is open right now. So I'm going to see start trading, or I'm going to see launch simulation. So let me just go to simulation and show you how this works. It's going to be the same thing. So simulation is paper trading, which is what I want you to start with. So after you've created your account, they are going to give you some amount of money. You are going to have 50,000 here that you can use to trade just like a paper. So you see how it's going up. So when you set up your account, it's not going to be like this. So you can always just come here, change the things here. You can delete anything that you don't want and then add other things that you want. It's very easy to do it. And what I've set here, I have my chart here, even though I use my trading view for my chart, but I just want to also see how it's moving here. Then this is called a DOM. This is where I actually put my trade. So let's go now to trading view, and then we are going to see what is happening in the market. Like right here. So I'm going to come here. I see that this is going up. So I know that it's going up. I'm just going to wait until it goes up and get here. So when I'm trading, like right now, I'll have my line here because I see that it's still going up, right? Even though we are starting to see some consolidation, I'm going to only buy down when it breaks through my line. So that is what keeps me secure. That is what helps me to not be so impulsive when people start trading as they just see the thing moving. So now as it's breaking down, let's go and take a trade just so that I show you how this works. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm watching here, then I'm going to take a trade. You will see how fast this moves. I'm just going to enter a trade. So when you enter a trade like that, you see how it's moving right now. Remember that we are on simulation, and I've just taken this amount just for you to see how quick it can go. You can see how easily we have already made this amount of money. But when I'm entering my trade, what I always do is that I'm going to have a stop loss. So because I enter that kind of trade, so I put a stop loss like this. Now I know exactly where I'm putting my stop loss. So when it's going like that, and then I'm moving my stop loss down. So like right now where we are here, I'm just going to move my stop loss down. And then we are at $200. So I'm looking when the next candle is formed. After it's formed, I'm going to move my stop loss down here, just like this, because I don't want the thing to come back against me and then all my money that I've made just goes. So you see we have already made $250, and then you just keep moving your stop loss just like that. That means you are managing the trade. So when it's coming back against you, you can just come down like this and then you buy. So you see that the thing ended up, we made how much. So now when you come here, you'll be able to see the amount of money that you made. You see it's still going. We could have still been making so much money, but just because I'm showing you how to do it, I didn't want to stay in the trade. So, but with that, we were able to make $200 just like that. And so you can see how it's still going. How did we know that it's going to go down? Because you drew your trend lines, because you studied how the market was going, and then you knew exactly where to enter the market. And now, what happens if it goes against you? That is why you need a stop loss. You put your stop loss so that if it goes against you, you already have at the back of your mind how much you are willing to lose, right? So that you are not losing so much money. Everybody that you see trading makes money and loses money. But for you to be able to make so much money is going to base on the risks that you are taking, using your stop loss, and the amount of profit that you are taking after you place your trade. But now that you've understood how to place your trade, you've understood how to use your stop loss and to take your profit, you can now leave from this video and go ahead and practice all these things that we have studied. And that is how you start building confidence in the market and overcomers. I want you to know that this is going to change your financial life if you put it into practice and not allow the market to take your money. Let me know what you think, and let me know what other videos you want me to make. Just put in the description box down below. And if you are interested in all of this, I want you to put in the comment section that this is my year of change, right? Go ahead and put it and declare in the comment section that this is my year of financial breakthrough. And if you have any question, if you want to work with me one-on-one, I'm going to have all my information down below. So I'm going to see you in the next video.